What up, everyone? Shark here. Got a really fun one for you today. This time we are on Langres with Ildong playing the USF up against Thien, who's playing the Wehrmacht. No terror battle group, so no invisible MG42s, but I'm still really interested in seeing how USF counters Wehrmacht at this high of a level. Both these guys in the top 25, around 1800 ELO or a little above. So fantastic match coming up for you. As a side note, right now we're in the middle of play-in round 1 for the Shark Spring Showdown 2v2 tournament. So you'll notice that some of my post-match review stuff might be a little abbreviated. That's because we're focusing on getting that tournament whittled down to the top 8 teams coming April 12th. So keep an eye out for that, as well as cast for myself, Turtle Boy, and rather splendid Cromwell this week. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so we are back here on Langres. Got Thien playing Wehrmacht here in blue, getting a second Pioneer and immediately going for his infantry company. In red, we've got Ildong locking in Heavy Weapons Battlegroup, getting a second Scout, and going Weapons Support Center. So I know most of you won't be surprised. I have seen a lot of Weapons Support Center Heavy USF play recently, especially with the Heavy Weapons Battlegroup and the 50 cals. But depending on the opponent and the strategy they take, it can be a little bit risky. And so what has worked for me recently, and if any of you saw Havoc's video where he coaches me a little bit, is combining rifles with the Weapons Support Center and trying to get a really balanced USF Army composition. Obviously, Ildong at the 1850 ELO level, really solid player, so I'm interested in his approach here. And then Thien has locked in the Luftwaffe battle group. He has a Grenadier out. And his capping approach, kind of interesting. He's focused very much, I think, my guess would be he's focused on this plus 10 fuel. And it's easier to hold, I think, easier to hold this cutoff. So it makes sense as his Grens start to push across the street there and go for the opposite cutoff. This 1919 here moving up. I don't think he's actually spots the Grenadiers. I think he's just setting up while capping that plus 16. And I really like this arc, right? Because he covers this side and then he covers this approach where he can't really see. Anyone who tries to get in that building will eventually get fired at. The Grens take a... Oh, there they go. Now they're suppressed. So they took a short burst and they were able to walk away. A second 1919 coming out here. And I hope this doesn't turn into 50 cal spam, but you never know. It's one of those things where I know people complain about it, but I struggle making it work. So almost certainly a skill issue on my end. Second squad of Grenadiers pushing through the center here, tangling with some scouts supported by 1919. Wow, that short first burst both times. Wow, that scouts take a huge volley from those Grenadiers. And then no damage on the follow-up volley. Kind of wild. 1919's coming up to support. The scouts continue to bleed down, and the end doing a really good job of kiting the 1919s with the Grens. Scouts on these Pioneers trying to deny the plus 10 fuel cap. Oh, then they just continue to whiff their shots here. So the Pioneers escape after capping a second plus 10 fuel, so the end going to be in a much better position from a resource perspective, at least initially. Ildong's got a third 1919 out. So we've gone from invisible MG42 spam to 1919 spam, and I know there are people out there, rolling their eyes already. Oh my gosh, these Grens tearing that 1919 up. Now suppressed, even with the damage reduction, taking a ton of damage. Grens try to close. Oh, they might be... No, the 1919 gets away. I wonder if he spotted this other machine gun over here. Not in green cover, though, so it would lose to this MG42 if it's spotted. And another machine gun in this building here. Scouts unable to contest the plus 10 fuel. Good Gren play here from Thien. Ildong unlocking the infantry support center. Third Grenadier out for Thien as well. I think interesting that he went with the MG42. Because the MG42 is not going to crowd control these 1919s the way it would with rifles. Gren's forced off. But if it catches them out like that, it can easily force retreat. Look at that damage. Now, Gren slide up. Another 1919 coming up to cover. I like this overlapping. I know it's probably a little frustrating to play against, but the overlapping 1919s, that's nice. Although these Grens now in green cover will actually do a lot of damage here. That's a lot of model drops for Ildong. Thien's got Luftwaffe company in the build. Remember, he's got a fuel advantage, or did, and as this 1919 caps up the +10 fuel. So more MGs forced back to HQ. No med station there. And actually really good countercapping by Thien. The captain has got to grab this +5 fuel on the flank. So with these 3 Grens and 1 MG42, Thien getting at least really aggressive with the map control. Yeah, Thien using the green cover right outside of his base. But the Gren's going to be able to stand in on those sandbags. And at the very least, secure that cutoff point. Now MG42 taking fire from 2 1919s is going to retreat, and the half-track comes out to apply some pressure. Meanwhile, Ildong getting his 221 out, which he might have to immediately turn it in, upgrade the Panzerbuchse. Pioneers, actually, they do decent damage, but the captain just got 2 models early, so they retreat. And look at the harassment here from the scouts. So now Ildong's got the fuel control and Thien forced to react. The first half-track upgraded with a gun motor carriage immediately. Remember, so the exchangeable parts shortens the time it takes to execute the upgrade to like 8 seconds. It's something crazy. So if you've got it unlocked with the heavy weapons battle group before you spend the munitions in doing the first upgrade, make sure you unlock exchangeable parts. Your GMC or whatever will come out that much faster. Oh, this 221 takes 1 hit. Second shot whiffs. 221 goes on hold fire. It looks like it's going to escape for now. I don't see the Panzerbuchse upgrading coming just yet. Thien's got the option to drop LG40s if he wants. I actually really don't like that call-in all that much because it just drops the actual cannon. You still have to man it and pay the additional manpower. Now a sniper coming out for Ildong. This is an interesting strategy. Because the Grens are really, really cheap in terms of manpower, and then they still do good damage at range, plus the 221 to potentially run down. This could be dangerous if he doesn't keep control of the map with these MGs. Gren's only partially in green cover there. The sandbag's not enough for all 6 models. So the MG gets a lot of suppression off. Wow, a lot of models bleed. Sniper adds 1. But that Gren gets away. Now Ildong going for an engineer. Black 30 out on the field now. This is a nice counter to the gun motor carriage. Oh man. First 50 cal out. These MGs doubled up here. Sniper in support. And now Ildong harassing again with the scout and the captain. Thien's gonna push, try to regain this +10 fuel, and actually forces the 1919 away. Good DPS between the Flak 30 and the 221. Yeah, the sniper's got to be careful because it can do, you know, decent damage to Grens and team weapons, but if it gets focused down, it will die very quickly. 1919 finds the Flak 30, but unfortunately can't suppress it, so it's just gonna. Oh, now the 50 cal pops, and it's gonna kite to the rear. Sniper's gonna move up to take a shot. Sniper thinks about it again. Now 50 cal repositioning. Oh. Sniper fortunately just out of sight. He goes back to grab some camo, then moves up. I think he's trying to spot for the 50 cal. 221 forces the scouts away. But he, you know, he's going Luftwaffe, so he doesn't have the ability, the raid package that you see with mechanized. Oh, MG42 in this building covers this VP. That's smart. GMC now bombarding the Flak 30. Now the sniper adds some pain to it. And this is important. Thien has to hold on to this to get any benefit from that plus 10 fuel. And the GMC trying to keep an eye on this 221, but out of position. The Pioneers. Sniper's going to get another shot. Or not. Gren's on the flank. Nice grenade off on the 50 cal. Force the retreat, but don't pick up the kill. Oh, the sniper has found the MG42 now. And I think ildong's going to continue to move the sniper back and forth. He's also picked up a bazooka squad in the process, so I think he is worried about the 221's ability to counter his harassment. Zooks definitely need to be on prioritized vehicles. Oh, first burst from the MG42. They are all suppressed over here. Sniper's trying to move over to help. Oh, that captain. The Gren's focus and actually pick up the captain. So that 1919 Browning available. Oh, MG42 on just a fraction of health, but it's going to get away. There's nothing to follow it up. Scouts continue to hold this cutoff, but Gren's are going to finally capture it here. There's nothing for ildong to do to counter. Oh, man. Sniper wastes a shot on the Grenadiers. That 1919 LMG is a nice pickup for anyone who's got it. Oh, Sniper's going to stand in for another shot. Grens do a lot of damage with the first volley. The Sniper finally backs out. Med station in HQ, so he'll be back up at full health soon. Now these 50 cals. Really, really good suppression. But the Grens were able to pick up that 1919. If they had picked it up before the engagement with the Sniper, they might have been able to burn him down. Black 30 trying to tangle with this 50 cal. You see immediate counter barrage from 75 mil. Oh, and now we're going to see a mortar pit. He's got a machine gun nest covering the cutoff, and now a mortar pit going in to cover the center. And it's a little campy, but I like the thought here. That's a lot of firepower against these Grens and team weapons from the Wehrmacht. He's using the bazookas to harass, which is probably not a bad idea considering that Thien's #1 counter is the 221. So the Zooks should be able to push that off, especially with the range bonus. One rocket hits and the other misses in the first volley. Oh, 221 still burns down one of the models. On the opposite side, Flak 30 trying to protect this plus 10 fuel, but immediately taking fire from some scouts. And then the 50 cal. So fair to assume that ildong's going to get this plus 10 fuel back. Wow. Actually kind of wild looking at the KD and the Flak 30 is cleared. That is potentially dangerous. If ildong can pick that up. Thien's definitely on the back foot here. And look at the KD is almost 2-to-1 in ildong's favor. So this is exactly how you want to play. Oh, 221 gets sniped by the 75 mil, but the Grens do pick up the Flak 30. Yeah, ildong's building up quite a head of steam here between the central position, all the machine guns. The sniper is doing great work. Bazooka and the 75 mil GMC are a nice soft counter, but the Whirlwind, I think the Whirlwind can go toe to toe. Now he's unlocked Vet 1, so he's got target weak point available to him. But the Whirlwind, if it gets on the flank of that 75 mil, can do a lot of damage and chase down the sniper and some of these 50 cals. Since he's going Luftwaffe, I am still kind of interested in the thought process here. Oh, 50 cal unable, it's actually set up the wrong direction. These two Gren squads get on its retreat path. Machine gun bunker still fails to suppress. Oh, 75 mil target weak point under the Whirlwind. But the Whirlwind, oh, one more burst. And it does, it cleans up the 75 GMC. And now it's going to town on this 50 cal. And this Wirbelwind can get really, really aggressive. The only unit on the field that can do anything to it right now are the bazookas. A second bazooka squad on the way. But if he successfully kites those bazookas, he can do a lot of manpower damage. And then, interesting, Ildong going for the tank depot. So he unlocked rapid reposition, which at 3 CPs, it doesn't seem like a big cost. But when you need 10 to get the Pershing, you're essentially agreeing to delay your Pershing output for a pretty considerable length of time by working too far down the left side of the battle group tree. Wirbelwind's going to come over here and help out MG42, help it deal with this 50 cal. But the Zooks in this building, this could potentially be a problem. I think Thien sees it, and so he continues to drive the Wirbel away. Grens in the middle get forced away. These Zooks still not on prioritized vehicles, so just firing rockets at everything. Looks like we're going to see Fallschirmjägers drop in to challenge the scouts here. Another half-track on the field. It doesn't have its upgrade just yet. So Fallschirmjäger is going to be able to capture up this +10 fuel. And Grenadiers, oh, the Engineers kind of kiting away slowly. And they take a bunch of damage from the Grenadiers. Fortunately, no model losses. Now the GMC upgrade going in. And now, oh, Thien's got to be careful. He's got Zooks coming in. The GMC pops, but it whiffs its first shot. And no vet one, so it doesn't have to worry about target weak point. 75 will continue to do damage, and the Zooks pushing up as well. Oh, Wirbelwind on its last legs. Oh, Zooks not on prioritized vehicles, so they focus on the infantry squad, and they take a ton of casualties. 50 cal in position to cover, and the flak 30 is cleared. But in that time, Thien has gathered both of these +10s. Although now I just realized he's down to 98 VPs, Ildong at almost 500 still. Now the 75 barrage comes in on MG42. It's going to be forced to back up. Grens pick up the flak 30. Oh, Fallschirmjäger suppressed. Here comes a strafing going onto that 50 cal. Oh, 50 cal almost cleared, and it is knocked out. Looks like the Grenadiers are going to try to steal it. The sniper... What's he focusing on? The 75 mil tries to destroy the 50 cal, but the Grens are going to pick it up in time. Sniper not able to knock out any of the models. Nice counter capping here by Thien with the Pioneers. Oh, this MG42 in some danger here, getting barraged by the mortar and picked at by the sniper. So some good pickups and trades for Thien, but he does need to kind of pull back to his headquarters and regroup a little bit. Wirbelwind's still getting repaired. A lot of squads low on model count, but he did pick up that 50 cal. And so now not only is he only dealing with 2 from Ildong, but he's got 2 machine guns of his own. And that 50 cal should do pretty decent damage to the half track if he can get a hold of it. Now the Wirbelwind's going to come out and challenge this 50 cal over here. But Ildong about to get the triple cap on. This could go really, really wrong for Thien quickly. Wirbelwind chasing a 50 cal, but can't afford to get too aggressive. Oh man, down to 50 points. Triple cap on briefly. Thien's going to get a little bit of breathing room here, especially if he caps up this point on the flank. And the sniper already at vet 2. 21 kills at the 19-minute mark, and he built it late too. That's some impressive sniper play there. That's a lot of bleed That's pretty much the entire gap in KD between these two players, is that sniper. Oh, interesting. Ildong's gone for the bolstered squads and not the Black Dragon. So now you see these 50 cals are at 5 men and they get a performance bonus when they're at full strength. Sherman Bulldozer on the way out now too. Thien has a Martyr, but the Bulldozer's pretty durable. Oh man. Engineers almost go down trying to cap the cutoff. The Grens with the 1919, more than a match for those scouts. And Ildong's got a very strong anti-infantry composition here. That 75 GMC is pretty much all the anti-vehicle that he has. First hit on the Bulldozer does some decent damage. Oh, Grens don't want to hang out in that building for too long with the Bulldozer shooting at it. Oh no, these scouts. Oh, and the scouts go down. And actually, I really like... Thien's got a nice army composition here, and it looks like, if you look on the attack map, he's really trying to, like, hem Ildong into the center. The Sherman Bulldozer is going to get some really kind of powerful shots off, but the Martyr can at least kite it relatively easily. And Thien's got the resources to go in for another Martyr, more Whirlwinds, which I think might be... it might be how he intends to play this. I think a Martyr is a better counter for the Bulldozer than like a P3. A couple Martyrs can play at range. Wow. And Ildong's just bleeding like crazy now. The KD catching up to him. You know, he had like a 25 or a 30 model lead there for a while, and now he's down to about 12. And so I like how Thien's both making him fight for the center and also contesting the third +10 fuel. Wow. The Whirlwind doing a ton of damage to that 50 cal, the MG42 adding to it. Now the Martyr with its main gun sighted. Oh, it whiffs its first shot on the Bulldozer. Never mind, I guess. GMC countering the Whirlwind, and the Martyr continues to whiff on the Bulldozer. Wow, look at that instant suppression from the MG42 onto the Bulldozer. Not the Bulldozer, the Bazooka squads, excuse me. And this flak has done a great job dealing with these 50 cals. Oh, the 75 mil knocks out the MG42. Fallschirmjägers get bolstered just in time to launch a Panzerfaust. And now the kill everything loiter comes in from Luftwaffe. Let's see what it targets. Actually focuses on the sniper. 150 cal goes down. Bulldozer takes a ton of damage. Its engine critted, forced to back up. More strafes coming in. Actually, this GMC's got to be careful that it doesn't get focused down by those skill planes. More barrages coming in. Oh, yeah, this is the thing where the mortar team like slowly climbs out of the mortar pit. It's actually not a separate mortar unit. And all these loiters coming in, pinning these infantry units and team weapons and doing a fair amount of damage. I wonder, like, what is Thien kind of holding back for? He's been sitting on a lot of resources for a little bit. I would expect, there we go, second Martyr coming in. That makes sense, both to deal with the 75 mils here and the Bulldozer. I think a second Warble might be nice too, just for all of that anti-infantry power. So the dead flak and the dead 50 cal have been recrewed. But Thien's got a triple cap on. So at 44 VPs, 44 tickets, he has all 3 VPs. Second Martyr comes up. These 75 mils, they're going hunting for the Whirlwind. A couple big hits come in. Martyr, main gun sighted, but not enough time to get a shot off. Gren's burning down these Zook squad models. Sniper supported by a couple of 50 cals on the opposite side, chipping away at that flak 30. Oh, scouts annihilated as the 30 cal, or the flak 30 is decrewed again. Oh, Gren's, both of these 75 mils are snared. That run, yeah, one Gren squad has to get away. Martyrs thinking about going in for the kill here. Another strafing run comes in. Oh, the Martyr, the Gren, they Faust one of the 75 mils and they find it. Werbelin trying to knock out that mortar pit. Zooks roll up. The Martyr gets another hit in on, but mortar pit's got too much health. He's got to be careful. Oh, the Zooks come in and knock out one of the Martyrs. Werbelin also in desperate need of repairs. And now these Zooks are going to at least come in and contest the center VP. Now, looks like more Fallschirmjägers coming in. Now the 50 cal moving up. Oh, and the Flak 30 stolen, well, briefly by ildong, but it immediately cleared again. Oh, these Grens. They're trying to get the Flak 30 back, but they're taking fire from the sniper, 50 cal, and the bulldozer. They take a ton of damage. The bazookas knock out the Flak 30. Fallschirmjägers get on the flank of this Vet 3 50 cal. Wow, the grenades probably need to do a little bit more damage. 50 cal is going to get away. White phosphorus from the Zooks forces away the MG42. Yeah, and Thien really can't afford to be on even a single cap right now. Another Martyr coming out. He's still floating a ton of fuel. ildong just 1 CP away from the purging. This could potentially be disastrous for Thien's build if he doesn't get a couple of Martyrs out to deal with it. Alright, so ildong has 2 of the 3 VPs. He's going to be able to continue to apply some pressure. Sniper gets another kill. The Gren's going to brave the bulldozer fire, the sniper, and multiple machine guns. A third MG built again for ildong. Oh, and they step outside of the circle. They hop into the building instead. Looks like Pioneer's going to get on the circle there. White phosphorus rounds from the Werbelin trying to burn down this Vet 350 cal, but it's got so many durability buffs at this point. It's kind of nuts. Sniper hits Vet 3. I think the American sniper gets an additional 80 health at Vet 3. So even this, oh no, the Vet 3 Gren squad, but out of range, nothing left to follow up, so they'll get away. Vet 3 with a 1919. That's the squad you want to keep around. Sniper continuing to do work here. Up to 35 kills. Wow. Thien steals another 50 cal. So now both teams with 3 MGs to include 2 50 cals. Oh man. The sniper immediately whittles down the falls. And now an airburst barrage coming in on this MG42. ildong looking to continue to apply pressure, but he doesn't own the center VP just yet. Let's see. Does he have? He does not have the upgraded Zooks. So the Werbelin, oh my gosh. A 1919 came annihilated by the Werbelin. Vet 3. And the Werbelin can continue to shrug off these Zook shots because it doesn't have the improved rockets. ildong, he needs some more fuel. He's got the manpower for the purging. Got the kind of the pop cap space. Yeah, with the loss of both of those 75 mil half tracks. Oh, these Pioneers. A nice attack ground, and that's going to do it. Pioneers knocked out. And this 50 cals laying down a lot of suppressive fire. Sniper in the rear and the bulldozer applying some damage, but also, you know, Thien, he's trading better in terms of individual models lost, but with the Luftwaffe reserves. Oh, Zook squad burned down by the Werbelin. Now, I think Thien senses the advantage here. He looks like he's going to press. Really focus on this mortar pit that's been harassing him. Zooks come up, get onto the side armor. Mortar pit is cleared. Another Zook squad out for Ildong. I don't think that's the answer, but he does have some spare manpower while he waits for the Pershing to hit the field. Pershing available now. I'm almost positive that's what we're going to see. 2 martyrs is just, I don't think that's quite enough. Thien tries to pick up the 1919, but it immediately gets cleared. So Ildong, he's holding on to this single VP, so he's continuing to use his, buffer of, he originally had pretty much 500 tickets. He's down to 170. Now the Pershing on the field, and you can hear the heavy tank through the fog of war. Pershing, I guess it can't crush that hedgerow, so some interesting pathing here as it tries to work its way out of the base. Oh. These Fallschirmjägers got to be careful, because obviously the Sherman's going to do a lot, but if that Pershing decides to chase, there's really nothing that can stop it. Pershing thinks about shooting with 50 cal, changes its mind. Interestingly enough, so Thien went for the tier 1 officer's quarters, but that wasn't enough to actually get his stolen 50 cals that won. Oh, martyrs move up, but not doing a ton of damage to the Pershing. The Pershing dealing a lot in return. Oh, the bulldozer tries to catch out the stolen 50 cal, forces it out of the building. So Ildong might be able to grab this kind of western VP here, but in the process he's lost the east. And the pop cap imbalance still 88 to 72, even with the Pershing on the field. Look at this, the map control is totally flipped, and Thien's able to get really aggressive and continue to pile on the fuel, which he honestly needs to do to prevent, like another Sherman coming out, something that can do a lot of additional damage. The bulldozer's nice. Couple of vehicles on the field, but crazy, Thien just doing all of this from the Luftwaffe company. No tier 4 on his end, nor does he need it, and he's floating 300 fuel as well. Pershing trying to kite these grenadiers. I think the Pershing, it needs to be supporting this fight in the center. I know these 2 martyrs can do a lot quickly. Martyr's sight main gun, they both swivel, they fail to get shots off. And Thien's officially got Ildong on the back foot now. Oh, Pershing catches the whirlwind in a weird spot. Oh, the attack ground, maybe with the HVAP, knocks out the whirlwind, but now the Luftwaffe loiter coming in, Pershing targeted, and actually that circle's going to go all the way into the base. Looks like the Pershing's going to be able to clear the circle for now, but this allows the martyrs to push up under that air cover, and looks like they're going to knock out this MG bunker. Ildong is on the flank here, preparing his bulldozer set up with a machine gun and a sniper. But this does not look very good. 3rd martyr on the way out. Oh, those Zooks pinned by the loiter. Thien tries to get this 3rd VP, but sniper and the bulldozer deny him. Ildong going for the upgraded rockets on the Zooks. The problem is the Zooks really need some additional veterancy for durability. Oh, nice grenade on the retreat path. Strafing run comes in, not enough to kill the Zooks. Falls go down on the flank to the Sherman bulldozer and the 50 cal. Another squad of falls moving in. Martyrs now in support, trying to drive that Sherman away, and they will. Man, that Pershing, it hit the field, but it's in such desperate need of repairs that it actually looks like Thien's going to be able to get the triple cap on here, and that's going to really only give Ildong a minute left. Bulldozer push back. Oh, Grenz with stolen bazookas challenging the bulldozer. Wow. The martyr cleans up the bulldozer at range. Ildong trying to push in with the Pershing, but there's a martyr over here in support. I like this setup from Thien. Oh, Pershing whiffs its shot. Martyr continues to chip away. It's just too much damage. And that's it. Ildong's going to surrender. All right. So that was a pretty interesting match and really instructive, I think, in kind of both how to approach Wehrmacht in the early game as USF and then how to counter it as Wehr. Right. So just a quick recap of the build order. Ildong immediately going 2 scouts, weapon support center, 3 1919s that he converts to 50 cals, gets a sniper out early, then goes for a couple of half tracks. They all uses 75 mils, gets some bazooka squads later in the game. Texas tier 4 gets a bulldozer out and then goes for the Pershing very late. Opposite him, you have Thien playing Wehrmacht. He chooses Luftwaffe kind of right out the gate, but he goes 2 Pioneers, 3 Grens, and an MG42. And their Luftwaffe company, 221, Flak 30, support elements, Wirbelwind, multiple Martyrs, a couple of Fallschirmjägers for some elite infantry at the end, and some veterancy in there as well. But really, that's it. And I think what helps the end kind of turn this one is the stolen 50 cals, right? Because a lot of the Wehrmacht weapons, especially the Martyrs, allow them to kind of sit back and fight at range. So if you can take away the U.S. forces' ability to maneuver in between the stolen 50 cals and the Martyrs in the back, anytime Ildong was trying to press, he was just taking either immediate suppression or too much damage. And so even when the Pershing hit the field, it made one kind of aggressive push, killed the Wirbelwind, and then was immediately forced off for repairs, and we almost never saw it again. So I think it's a really good reaction to the multiple 1919 build. He constantly moved around the map. The 3 Grenadiers gave him a lot of flexibility in his maneuver and the ability to constantly kind of bounce around. As they vetted up, they scale really well against the scouts, engineers. If you catch MGs out of position, they do well. Supported by the Flak 30 and the 221, that was also really helpful. 221 did great work harassing. And then the Wirbelwind, the arrival of the Wirbelwind is what really started to turn the game for him. That mobile anti-infantry DPS was able to force some of those 50 cals out of position, steal them, apply pressure on the flanks, and eventually, like you saw at the midpoint of the map when I had the TAC map up, he basically forced Ildong to play totally centralized, which is not how USF wants to play. Even with a team weapon heavy build, their team weapons just don't scale as well as you would like. And then he wasn't able to close the game out. He got very close, had him down to 44 tickets left, but not enough. For Ildong, I think he needed something to generate some aggression, right? A lot of his units were focused around kind of static map control. I would have loved to see a motor pool with some Greyhounds or Chaffies to kind of threaten the Axis vehicles. Or since he went tank depot and he was clearly feeling pretty comfortable in terms of fuel control and tickets, maybe just a couple of Shermans. Something with some additional HP so it can absorb a shot or two from the Martyr, but then smoke it off and apply pressure to those team weapons and to those infantry. The Bulldozer was a nice choice. It's just very slow and sluggish. And then by the time the Pershing hit the field, Thien had enough options to him to handle it safely. So I know this is a shorter review. In reality, this was really impressive high-level play from both of these guys. You see the APM super high. The map awareness is incredible. Multiple engagements everywhere. So GG, well played to both individuals. That's going to do it for us here, and we'll see y'all in the next one.